Good afternoon and welcome to Africa Today. I am Ainan Lubem. First, let's talk the headlines. On the headlines, Buhari orders Emefiele ministers, others to resign. On the foreign scene, Ghana, Togo start rebuilding border makers. Also on the foreign scene, curfew imposed on Somalia presidential polls venue. On sports, Morocco to host Africa Champions League final. And now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has asked ministers aspiring to be president in 2023 to resign immediately. He singled out the Minister of State for Education, Emeka Nwajuba, for braving the odds to quit to avoid conflict of interest. The president also gave the same verdict to both Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. Other ministers seeking to be governors, senators, and House of Representatives members were busy trying to seek clarification if they were affected. The president also gave the quit notice at the tail end of the Federal Executive Council meeting held on Wednesday. Ahead of primaries by the ruling All Progressives Congress, that is APC, People's Democratic Party, PDP, and other political parties to elect their candidate for the 2023 general elections, the Senate has hurriedly amended the recently passed 2022 Electoral Act to allow statutory delegates participate in the process. The APC has fixed its presidential primaries for May 30, 31, and June 1, while PDP has also fixed its presidential primaries for May 28. Consequently, the Senate on Tuesday amended Section 84, subsection 8 of the Electoral Act of 2022, which would give room to statutory delegates to participate in political parties, congresses, and conventions. The current version, which was assented to by President Muhammadu Buhari this year, prevents statutory delegates from taking part in primary elections. The amendment on Tuesday was sequel to a bill sponsored by the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovie Omo Agege, APC representing the Delta Central constituency. As the upper chamber said, the unintended error committed by the omission must be corrected before the start of the party primaries next week. The Senate accordingly gave the bill expeditious consideration and passage in a session readied for a second reading and third time. The statutory delegates include presidents, governors, national and state assembly members, local government chairmen, and councillors. In his remarks after the passage of the amendment bill, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the piece of legislation would also be passed by the House of Representatives this week and transmitted to the President for assent before commencement of party primaries next week. Still talking electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is INEC, has turned down the appeal for an extension of the deadline for the conduct of primaries by political parties. The country's 18 registered political parties through the Inter-Party Advisory Council, that is IPAC, on Tuesday asked the Commission to review its timetable and schedule of activities to afford party members enough time to put their houses in order. The body's appeal made at a quarterly meeting with INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu came days after newsmen reported the moves by political parties to extend the dates by another 37 days. Yakubu, on two different occasions last week, reiterated the Commission's stance of not changing its June 3 deadline for the primaries of the 18 political parties. In compliance with the new Electoral Act, the Commission fixed April 4 to June 3 for the election of flag bearers of all political parties for the 2023 elections after reviewing its schedules for the 2023 general elections in Nigeria. Against the INEC schedules, IPAC chairman Yabagi Sani on Tuesday, before leaders of other parties noted the celebrations of Easter and Eid al-Fitr, that is Salah holiday, among their reasons for seeking a deadline extension. Away from INEC now to Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, that is TUC, have vowed to join the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, that is ASU, if the federal government failed to address issues raised by the union and put an end to their action. President of TUC, Kodri Olaleye, made the vow on behalf of the National Administrative Council, that is NAC, to journalists. Meanwhile, the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, also said the upper chamber would intervene in the lingering dispute between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, that is ASU, by bringing back the two parties to the negotiation table. Lawan made the promise to officials of the National Association of Nigerian Students, that is NANS, which was where they were led to his office by a concerned Methodist bishop, Sunday Nduko Onoha. The NANS president, Sunday Asefon, spoke for his colleagues, lamented their continued stay at home and disruption of their academic program, and urged the Senate president to intervene in the dispute between the federal government and the university teachers. Responding, the Senate president expressed unhappiness about the turn of events, recalling that the Senate had intervened in the past before everything broke down again. He, however, promised that the Senate would wade into the matter again and expressed optimism that the issues would be resolved in the soonest possible times. When we return, news from other parts of Africa. Stay. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Now to other parts of West Africa. West African countries, Ghana and Togo, have started a historic initiative to revive their fast disappearing border markers in the face of rising insecurity and cross-border crimes in West Africa. Officials in Ghana say the construction of boundary pillars has become necessary, given some of them have either eroded or been removed by vandals. The century-old markers were last repaired in the 1970s. The authorities say the latest move is to stop border encroachment and could also help address Ghana's long-standing maritime dispute with Togo in the Gulf of Guinea, although some locals fear the exercise could put them on the wrong side of the border. Experts from the two countries are expected to construct 50 new international boundary pillars along a 40-kilometer, that is 25-mile stretch. Some parts of the land borders between Togo and Ghana are seamless, with communities from both countries mixing together for social and economic activities, although there have been communal tensions too in some areas. Away from Ghana now to Togo, where Yelkwi Askanwi coalition of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko and the Walu Senegal coalition of former President Abdoulaye Wade decided to unite in order to win the next parliamentary elections. In 2017, the coalition, backed by President Macky Sall, won 125 seats out of the 165. After rounds of negotiations and discussions, the main Senegalese opposition groups sealed an unprecedented deal earlier this week. According to reports, the Yewi Askanwi coalition of opposition leader Ousmane Sonko and the Wallu Senegal coalition of former president decided to join forces ahead of the July legislative elections. The objective is, however, clear, which is the two largest opposition coalitions wanting to avoid competition list and mostly wanting to increase chances of winning seats over a candidate from the ruling party. In order to beat the APR party of President Macky Sall, the opposition groups will present candidates together on the department level. We move to other parts of Africa after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Announced news from other parts of Africa. Aid agencies say several asylum seekers in Britain have gone into hiding because of fears they will be sent to Rwanda. Under a deal signed last month, people judged to have entered the country illegally face being flown to Rwanda for resettlement. The Red Cross and the Refugee Council say the threat of removal has prompted some of those seeking asylum to self-harm. One has even attempted suicide. The charities have criticized the British government's plans as a breach of the duty of care. The Home Office in London says it takes every step to prevent self-harm or suicide. It says it hopes its policies will undermine the business model of people traffickers. African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, that is ATMIS, has imposed a curfew on the Asvilioni Air Force hangar in the capital, Mogadishu, and the surrounding areas ahead of the presidential elections slated for Sunday. The curfew began from Tuesday, May 10, 2022 to Monday, May 16, 2022. More than 300 members of parliament will converge at the airport to vote for the president, who will govern for the next 4 years. Key candidates in the elections include President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo and his two predecessors, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and Sharif Sheikh Ahmed, who are widely regarded as front-runners. The vote is 15 months behind schedule due to wrangles among top politicians over the modalities of the election. Away from Somalia now to Libya, where Libya's eastern-based parliament has said it wants the government it appointed under Fathi Bashagha to be based for now in the coastal site of Sirte. The announcement is the clearest acknowledgement yet that Bashagha cannot yet take over in the capital, Tripoli. Libya has been split between two opposing cabinets after parliament in the east elected Bashagha as the new prime minister in February. The country's incumbent prime minister, Abdul Hamid Deiba, who is based in the capital, has refused to hand over power without an election. Both men are supported by armed factions, and it's feared hostilities between the two could ignite a new round of conflict. Libya has experienced repeated violence ever since Muammar Gaddafi was removed from power in 2011. We now move to business news after this break. Welcome back on business. Total net credits by the Nigerian banking sector to the government rose by 2.2 trillion naira in the first quarter ended March 2022 to 16.32 trillion naira. Figures obtained from the Central Bank of Nigeria's data on money and credit statistics have shown the information. According to the data, the net credit to the government rose from 14.12 trillion naira as of the end of January 2022 to 14.72 trillion naira as at the end of February 2022. The figure showed that this was an increase from the first quarter figure of 2021. It showed that the net credit to the government rose from 12.09 trillion naira, 12.59 trillion naira, and 12.07 trillion naira in January, February, and March 2021, respectively. The CBN also disclosed its recent monetary policy report that it reviewed the performance of its various interventions to stimulate productivity in manufacturing, industry, agriculture, energy, infrastructure, healthcare, and micro, small, and medium enterprises. It said the Nigeria Commodity Exchange had also been restructured to effectively aggregate excess outputs from the bank's ABP Finance project with the objective of moderating food prices. Away from the Central Bank of Nigeria now to Ethiopia. Ethiopia's state-owned telecom operator has introduced 5G mobile phone networks in the country's capital, Addis Ababa. The state-owned telecom hopes the move will give it an edge over upcoming competition, which include a consortium of international telecom providers entering the country's lucrative market for the first time. The move gives residents in selected places in Addis Ababa the chance to get 5G mobile networks on their mobile phones with data speed 20 times faster than their current 4G networks. Ethiopia had closed its doors for international telecom providers until it introduced measures to liberalize the sector, selling a service license last year for a consortium led by Kenya's Safaricom. The government proposal to partially privatize the telecom company by selling 40% equity share capital of the company was postponed indefinitely last March due to what it called global and domestic fast-moving macroeconomic changes. Still to come on Africa Today is sports.
It happened last year when we had 7 finalists vying for the grand prize, M Grand 7 2021 model worth 11.5 million naira.
For the winner, season 1, Niger Boss Factor, John Ibachole!
This year, it is even bigger and better.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Niger Boss Factor Season 1. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you.
Register for the Niger Boss Factor Season 2 with the sum of 5,500 naira payable to GT Bank account number 0561 094 161. Send payment proof to WhatsApp portal number 0901 625 2525. Go to www.bossfm.ng to complete your registration. Call 0808 237 0000 or 0811 584 1500 for more information. Niger Boss Factor Season 2. Celebrate!
Good afternoon to you and welcome to Sports News on Africa Today. I'm Richard Badung. On the sport news, Super Eagles star Cyril Dessers has expressed joy over his call-up for Nigeria's international friendly matches against Mexico and Ecuador in the United States of America. Dessers reacted in a tweet after the team list was released on Wednesday. It had earlier been reported that Super Eagles' first assistant coach, Salisu Yusuf, has released a list of 30 players, including Captain Ahmed Musa and forward Moses Simon. The three-time African champions will clash with CONCACAF powerhouse Mexico at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, state of Texas, on Saturday, May 28. Before flying to New Jersey to tackle Ecuador at the Red Bull Arena in Harrison on Thursday, June 2. Yusuf, who is also head coach of the CHAN and the under-23 teams. Sincere apologies for that break in transmission. The coach, Salisu Yusuf, introduced eight home-based players to the team, including Adewale Adeyinka and Ojola Runleke, who both play for Aqua United and Enyimba Football Club respectively. Defender Ibrahim Buhari of Plateau United was also involved, and also forwards Victor Imboma and Ishak Rafi of Remo Stars equally had a call-up. Only 25 players will make the final list of the tour, which is preparatory to next month's 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifying matches against Sierra Leone in Abuja on June 9 and Sao Tome and Principe in Marrakech, Morocco, June 13. Away from that now, talking basketball now. After the season marked by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Basketball Africa League, that is BAL, began on solid ground, first in Dakar and then in Cairo. The two elimination tournaments already began in high notes. The final phase will be held in Kigali, Rwanda. Amadou Gallo Fall, the president of the Basketball Africa League, said the feedback received after these two stages are very positive and then a lot of commitment at the level of supporters, adding that matches are broadcast in 215 countries around the world and hundreds of millions of fans are engaged through social networks and digital platforms. According to the president, the gains for the continent remain enormous and still haven't been exploited. He further noted that the integration targets people of all gender and youth, that embodies the future of continental basketball and aims to take full advantage of the benefits of the sport. The president also revealed that it is an industry that generates billions and billions of dollars worldwide, but Africa's share is still tiny. Therefore, the opportunity is precise that Africa can be much more respectable, as Africa is the largest provider of talent. Away from that story now, Senegalese forward Sadio Mane was the hero as Liverpool came from behind to beat Aston Villa 2-1 and keep the Premier League title race alive. The Reds bounced back from their 1-1 draw with Tottenham Hotspur on Saturday to move level points with Manchester City. Having considered just 3 minutes, Douglas Luiz broke the deadlock early on after a hapless piece of defending from Jurgen Klopp's side, who couldn't get the game under control for large periods of the first half that saw Fabinho limp off injured. Joel Matip drew the level shortly after, though, as Steven Gerrard's men were quickly pegged back, and the Reds made sure to come away from Villa Park with 3 points when Mane headed home Luis Diaz's pinpoint cross midway through a much calmer second half. To give the game some added narrative, Gerrard recalled ex-Liverpool star Philippe Coutinho after benching him on Saturday's confidence-boosting 3-1 win at Burnley. Meanwhile, Klopp decided to rest Egyptian star Mohamed Salah, Andrew Robertson, Jordan Henderson, and Spain Thiago Alcantara from his starting lineup, clearly with the Reds' end-of-season climax in mind. Back to Africa, where Morocco will play host to the final of the 2022 CAF Champions League on May 30, a Confederation of African Football CAF official confirmed on Tuesday. This is after Senegal withdrew its bid to host the game. According to the spokesman, CAF received offers from Senegal and Morocco, and after the subsequent withdrawal of the Senegalese offer, Morocco was awarded the organizing rights. CAF did not specify the city that would host the game. Egypt's Al Ahly, 10-time African champions, won the final of the previous edition last July against South Africa's Kaizer Chiefs by 3-0 at Casablanca's Mohammed V Stadium. The decision to hold a second consecutive Champions League final in Morocco would not sit well with the defending champions, who are likely to face Moroccan club Wydad Casablanca in the final. Al Ahly, hoping to reach the final and claim a third consecutive title, at last weekend asked CAF President Patrice Motsepe to host the final in a neutral country, but to no avail. The return matches are scheduled in Casablanca and Algiers this Friday and Saturday. And that's it on Sport News on Africa Today. Thank you for listening. I'm Richard Badum.
My name is Joel Idajile, the winner of Naija Boss Factor Season 1. I just want to say I'm so excited because, wow, this is a very big thing that has happened to me. And concerning this Season 2 that is coming, I'm just telling you, those that are going to be competing, bring in your A game. This is not something you come casually. Come with your A game, come for it. And Season 2 is up. Those of you that didn't enroll, I'm sorry, you have missed out big time. You scammed yourself. You think they were trying to scam you, but you scammed yourself. Thank you.
So, what's FM 95.5? Abuja carry this one. Say if you sabi sing, you sabi rap, you dey cook.
Thank you, Richard. Back to the news. Contrary to speculations, the Nigerian army has denied ever pampering repentant terrorists, saying Boko Haram members surrendering were only treated humanely in line with the provisions of the law. Speaking in an interview, the commander of Operation Hadin Kai, Major General Chris Musa, said the clarification was to dispel insinuations that the terrorists were being over-pampered by the military. Already in the northeast, according to him, the army has over 51,000 ex-Boko Haram members and their families, including 11,000 males. And that's Africa Today. But before we go, here are the headlines once again. On the headlines, we told you President Buhari orders Emefiele ministers to resign. While on the foreign scene, Ghana, Togo start rebuilding border markers. Curfew imposed on Somalia presidential post venue. While on sport, we told you Morocco to host African Champions League finals. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV, and watch our YouTube channel at Hills TV. I am Ainan Lubem. Thank you for watching.